Hiring has become more competitive and more complicated than ever. Recruiting teams today have to manage applications, multiple interview stages, candidate communication, scheduling, hiring manager feedback, and the pressure to make better hiring decisions faster. Managing all of that through spreadsheets and emails can quickly become overwhelming. That is where an applicant tracking system, or ATS, becomes essential. A good ATS can help you organize candidates, manage your hiring pipeline, automate repetitive recruiting tasks, collaborate with hiring managers, and create a more structured experience for both recruiters and candidates. But with so many options available, choosing the right platform can be difficult. So in this video, we are looking at the 3 best applicant tracking software platforms in 2026. We will look at what each platform does well, who it is best suited for, and what users are saying about them on Trustpilot. And at the end, I will reveal our number 1 choice. Coming in at number 3, we have BambooHR. BambooHR is best known as a broader HR platform, but its applicant tracking capabilities make it an interesting option for businesses that want recruiting and employee management connected within the same ecosystem. And that is one of its biggest advantages. Hiring does not end when a candidate accepts an offer. Once someone joins the company, their information often needs to move into onboarding, employee records, time off, performance management, and other HR processes. Using separate systems for all of this can create duplicate work and disconnected employee data. BambooHR takes a more unified approach. Its applicant tracking functionality can help businesses manage job openings, collect applications, organize candidates, and move applicants through the hiring process. Recruiting teams can track candidates throughout the pipeline and work with hiring managers during the process. For small and mid-sized businesses, this can be particularly useful. Instead of investing in a highly specialized enterprise ATS, some companies may prefer a platform that combines recruiting with broader HR management. BambooHR can reduce the need to manually transfer information between different systems and help create a smoother transition from applicant to employee. Of course, there is a trade-off. Organizations with highly complex recruiting operations may eventually need deeper, standalone recruiting functionality. But for businesses that want HR and recruiting connected together, BambooHR remains a strong option. Now, let's talk about Trustpilot. At the time of writing, BambooHR has an average Trustpilot rating in the mid-3 range based on more than 140 reviews. Recent positive reviews often highlight its user-friendly interface, centralized employee management, and ease of use. However, some negative reviews raise concerns around flexibility, specific modules, and customer support. Overall, we rank BambooHR at number 3 because it is a particularly good choice for small and mid-sized organizations that want applicant tracking connected with a broader HR platform. At number 2, we have Workable. Workable has established itself as a major recruitment platform for companies that want a dedicated applicant tracking system with a strong focus on usability, automation, and collaboration. One of Workable's biggest strengths is that it helps businesses manage much of the hiring process in one place. Recruiters can create and publish job listings, collect applications, organize candidates, manage the hiring pipeline, collaborate with hiring managers, and move candidates through different stages. This can be particularly useful for growing businesses. As hiring volume increases, the recruitment process can quickly become difficult to manage. You may have applications coming from multiple sources, different hiring managers involved in interviews, and candidates at different stages of the process. Workable helps bring those activities together in a centralized platform. Another advantage is its focus on automation and AI-powered recruiting capabilities. These tools can help reduce repetitive work and support recruiters throughout the hiring process. The platform also focuses heavily on collaboration collaboration. An applicant tracking system should not only work for recruiters, hiring managers, and interviewers also need to participate. If the system is too complicated, teams may simply go back to using email and spreadsheets. Workable aims to provide a more centralized and collaborative experience that can work across the wider hiring team. Now, when it comes to Trustpilot reviews, Workable currently has an average rating of around 3 out of 5 based on more than 130 reviews. The feedback is mixed, as some users appreciate the platform's usability and the way it can help organize recruitment workflows. However, some recent reviewers have raised concerns about feature changes, additional costs, and support. This is why potential buyers should look beyond the overall rating and carefully evaluate which features are included in their specific plan. For the right company, Workable can be a powerful ATS, particularly for businesses that want a dedicated recruiting platform without moving immediately into a highly complex enterprise solution. That is why we rank Workable at number 2. And now, taking the number 1 spot on our list, we have Greenhouse. Greenhouse is one of the best known names in applicant tracking and recruiting technology. The platform is particularly well suited to organizations that want to build a structured, scalable, and data-driven hiring process. One of Greenhouse's biggest strengths is its focus on structured hiring. As companies grow, hiring can become inconsistent. Different hiring managers may use different interview processes, evaluate candidates differently, or provide feedback in completely different ways. That can make it harder to compare candidates and create a consistent recruitment process. Greenhouse is designed to help organizations create more structured hiring workflows. Recruiters and hiring teams can define interview stages, manage candidate progress, collect feedback, and create more consistent processes across the organization. This is particularly valuable for growing and larger companies. The more people involved in hiring, the more important structure becomes. Greenhouse can help bring recruiters, hiring managers, and interviewers into a more organized process. The platform also provides reporting and analytics capabilities. Recruiting teams need more than simply a list of applicants. They need to understand where candidates are coming from, how long the hiring process takes, where bottlenecks are developing, and how different recruiting strategies are performing. Greenhouse is particularly strong for organizations that want this more structured and data-driven approach. Another major strength is scalability. A small company may have a relatively simple hiring process, but as the organization grows, it may need more formal interview structures, stronger reporting, better collaboration, integrations with other software, and more sophisticated recruiting operations. Greenhouse is particularly well suited to organizations building toward that level of recruiting maturity. Now, what about Trustpilot reviews? At the time of writing, Greenhouse has a relatively small number of Trustpilot reviews compared with the other platforms in this video. Its Trustpilot profile shows only a handful of reviews, so I would be careful about drawing strong conclusions from the overall score alone. One recent reviewer criticized the platform's workflow, complexity, and customer support, but the sample size remains too small to treat the rating as representative of all customers. This is an important reminder when evaluating any software. Never rely on just one review website. Look at multiple sources, pay attention to recent reviews, and consider whether the reviewers are similar to your own business in terms of company size and use case. So why did we rank Greenhouse at number 1? The biggest reason is its focus on structured and scalable hiring. As an organization grows, recruiting becomes more than simply collecting resumes and scheduling interviews. You need consistent processes. You need strong collaboration between recruiters and hiring managers. You need better visibility into the hiring pipeline. And you need data that helps you understand how your recruiting operation is performing. Greenhouse is particularly strong in these areas. It is built for companies that want to make hiring a more structured and strategic process. That does not necessarily mean Greenhouse will be the best option for every company. A smaller business may find Workable better suited to its requirements, and a company that wants HR and recruiting recruiting combined may prefer BambooHR. But overall, for organizations looking for a dedicated, scalable, and sophisticated applicant tracking platform, Greenhouse is our #1 choice for 2026. So to quickly summarize our list, at number 3, BambooHR for businesses that want applicant tracking connected with broader HR management. At number 2, Workable for companies looking for a dedicated recruiting platform with a strong focus on usability, automation, and collaboration. And at number 1, Greenhouse for organizations that want a structured, scalable, and data-driven approach to hiring. The best applicant tracking system ultimately depends on your company's size, hiring volume, budget, and the complexity of your recruitment process. But if you choose a platform that fits your actual workflow rather than simply selecting the one with the longest list of features, you will have a much better chance of building a hiring process that actually works for your team. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which applicant tracking software your company uses.